So we knew coming in that we were the underdogs. You know, we had some things stacked against us. We're at home. There's a big crowd. We're the fifth seed against the one seed. It was an at-large bid. So I think the way that we fought throughout the entire match, even when we knew we were down 10 points, we didn't give up. We could have easily just rolled over. Um, and speaking on the whole season, for me, the season wasn't given. I was given this opportunity, which I am extremely grateful for because I love these girls and I love this team. And throughout the season, really grew with each other. It helped that we had been with each other, most of us, for 4 years now. So that was really helped us bond. So the connection and the chemistry on the court wasn't that hard to prove throughout the season.
So really, a good night overall from your team. I thought from, like you said, playing hard, sticking to it and going through. We're tied for the lead in kills with 8, and also had just really spectacular plays, some leadership moments. Talk about some other players on your team who you think not only did well tonight, but also in this tournament.
Morgan Stokes, she's the one that runs the offense. She's the one that puts the balls in our hands that we can get those kills. And, I got to give it to Steph Woolston. She stepped up coming into this tournament. She hadn't had a lot of playing time, and she really stepped up. And she had some digs that we really needed. And Faith Sender, the libero, she's just a sophomore. She's got 3 more years, technically, with this COVID years. She's going to be great. Allie, she's got 2 more years, and she can only get better from here.
Yeah, the girls obviously. I think we all could see that the 5-setter last night, the late game, took a lot out of them, and then the decision making on the bench basically goes to how do you try to accommodate the nicks and the shoulders and the legs and everything and the girls played to the end, and that's all that you can really ask for. I know last night I quoted these life lessons, and same thing as right now. This is going to happen, and as long as you know that you can look back and say you tried your best. By all means, you may know that you didn't play your best, but at least you tried your best. And AIC is that quality of a team that they can take the sting out of a game, they can control the game, and they can make you feel like it was a really bad game, but it wasn't. We played well. We did our things well. The AIC just did it better. And, you can win, not win, or lose. And tonight we did not lose. We just did not win. And there's a difference between. I'm very proud of the girls.
And you mentioned the 5-set match last night probably took a little bit out of your team. But at the same time, can you talk about the tenacity of your team, especially about playing through what might have been frustrations, or at the same time just say, we're not going to give up, we're not going to roll over, we're going to fight till the end.
Yeah, the girls were saying stuff to each other in the huddles. The girls know what I asked for them, and it's always perfect effort. You don't got to be perfect skill; it's just perfect effort. And again, that comes from the girls' heart, the girls' willingness to play for each other. It's not about the individual; it's about the team. And we have a saying: "We plus us is greater than you and I." And the girls really bought into that. Shout out to our bench. I cannot thank them enough for what they do. I was a bench player myself in college, so I know that role is not easy. I know that none of these girls are probably going to watch this video, but if they are, just know that I'm genuinely appreciative of everything they do, and I'm appreciative of all the girls for listening to me. In the locker room we were talking about, I'm just I know that you guys get mad at me and get frustrated, but there's always a bigger picture in mind, and obviously the bigger picture tonight maybe was hard to find, but that tenacity, that heart, that was there, and that's because they buy into this team and this culture that we're trying to establish, and it's absolutely unbelievable of them.
Only 8 teams from each region get to make the NCAA tournament and have the honor to play not only in the first round, but if you win in the second round. Talk about your teams throughout the year, from where you started and ultimately up to tonight's match.
Yeah, we grew, and we grew. And the CAC at least, I was talking to a lot of coaches, and I understood that a lot of teams were rebuilding this year. Some teams didn't even have a COVID year. We were fortunate to have a COVID year, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So we were a heavy senior team, a lot of experience, but that didn't mean that we just cruised throughout the whole journey. People are looking at these undefeated conference seasons like that's hard. The CAC is good, and it's hard to show up every single day and play your butts off. And the girls' mental toughness is beyond measurable. when you have the air on your back, when you're defending conference champions, when people want to beat you, and then you got to go play out of conference games where you're playing really hard teams there. Like, the girls never had an easy game this whole season, and trying to protect them mentally, trying to handle their emotional side, help them out whenever I can, be there for them, be a older brother, be a father, whatever I am to them. The coaching staff, we were there for them throughout the whole season, and I can always just thank them enough for just, again, buying in and just listening to what we ask of, because you could always say no, you can stop trying, and they did not, and you saw tonight, and that's exactly what we were focusing on this whole year, because you see the wins, but behind the scenes, it doesn't mean that it's easy. And, we kept on encouraging and kept on having them see the bigger picture. And, I really think that they bought into that, and I'm grateful for that.